All right, we're back. Aimless news. But first, do we have a question this week or any middle segment? Or we're just going to skip to the news?
Well, there's other random stuff, but no, let's do the Nintendo Direct thing.
All right. I had so many jokes lined up on Twitter. I was like, dude, I'll save it for the podcast. Some random whatever.
Oh, dear.
It was really weird because I saw, like, I got onto Twitter, which is super weird because, like, since I'm so new to Twitter, like, I don't even know I had it last year. But this is, like, the way I get my news now. It's so super weird. I, like, get on and see what's trending, and I see Metroid Prime Trilogy, and I'm like, ah, and then I see Super Mario Galaxy 2, but that should have been my, like, the tip-off of, like, dude, don't get excited for Metroid. But then I watched the video, and I was like, oh, it's just the digital version on the Wii. Well, I was like so, like, pumped for a new trilogy. I was like, that would have been out of nowhere, and I've been, like, flipping
that would have been crazy.
over, and, like, ran out and bought a Wii U, and just, it would have been over. But, nope. That's not what happened.
So, was it good? Did you watch it? I haven't watched it.
I watched it. It was okay.
It
was really tropical. Like, on one hand, it's like it was good, but on the other hand, it's like I don't like the coming tempest, like I said earlier, of the amiibos. It's not for me. It's like I'm sure it'll do good for them, but
It'll be fine. Just don't buy the consoles that use them.
see, the thing, that's the problem though. Is like it's like it locks content, but like it's content that's kind of like trivial, but it's still annoying that it does it. It's kind of like we already have DLC. We don't need like another layer of locked content.
I mean, it's technically still DLC. I mean, you're paying the same price for these amiibos that you probably would pay for like a pack of DLC. So it's not like
it's like
paying
and then,
way more.
And then they have like this flow chart that they're like, oh, also on the Nintendo website, you can check out all the amiibos and how they work with every game. So it's like, if they're going to work, it's like, yeah, it's super crazy how it's working. Of like, oh, well, this unlocks this in this game, but in that game it unlocks. So it's like it's a genius move on Nintendo's part because it gives it gives people an incentive to like go and try out other stuff to see like, or I guess not see, but like unlock something with their amiibo that they bought. But I guess that's more money on their part. But it's like if they're interested in the game, they'll check it out. But on my end, I'm like, no, thank you. I want nothing to do with the amiibos.
Mm.
And then they showed the new 3DS. Well, we already knew what it was, but like it's coming out February 13th, as well as Wind Waker, or not Wind Waker, but Majora's Mask. So that was interesting. But then it was weird because they showed it, and it's like the new 3D. Eventually, I guess it can like track your face, and it it doesn't, or some thing they said of like it doesn't matter what angle you're at, the 3D won't be terrible like the current 3DS. But then it was like weird because like it was on that part of the video is Reggie. And he's like, oh, well, we know users have just turned off the 3D because they don't like how it does this or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, actually, that's not the reason why I turned off the 3D, but I digress. And then they showed the analog nub. It's super weird, dude. I still don't see how it's going to work. It looks so small, and supposedly it works really well. I don't know, but I don't know, man. I don't know. The way they were talking about it, I was like, well, does the C for the C stick stand for clitoris? Because it's so small and sensitive. That's how you keep making it sound. Just saying.
Oh, dear. But, I mean, the C stick on, like, the GameCube? Or was it the 64? One of them had, wait, I think they both did. But they had, like, C sticks on there that were smaller than, like, their regular analogs. And you could use them and stuff, so it might be fine.
It's like a button RPG. It's like barely bigger than a button. How does that work?
It'll probably be fine.
But then it was so weird as well because they're like, well, we with the C sticks that we now have in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate or whatever, you can have such amazing camera control. It's like, well, actually, if you could just port to a console, and that would be great. It's like an analog stick, works like a charm. It could be digital only. I don't care. Just whatever, Capcom. I completely forgot that was the thing 'cause it's like so big in Japan, but not here. And then, yeah, I guess they're still making money, which is why they keep making them.
Portables are bigger there than they are here, so they probably just keep making them for portables because they're big there. And Monster Hunter's big there, so it makes sense.
So, yeah. And Splatoon was interesting because there's like online play, but I have no idea if there's going to be any. There's probably not going to be any voice chat, but it's like interesting. You could like customize your character, and there's all this stuff that like fits the vibe of the game. Like there's this crab that sells you these customized clothes that you can put on your character.
Oh my!
And all the other characters in the game are like, sea creatures. It's super weird, but it fits the what they're going for with that game.
Yeah, I bet.
Ink battles, squids.
Hey,
Yeah.
have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be a squid?
No, I have not RPG.
Ah, well, someone did.
Squirting my ink all over the place.
That's why it's a game now.
And grabbing things with tentacles.
Man, Japan. Man. It'll probably be fun, though, because it seems like a nice, lighthearted multiplayer game, as opposed to, like, people being all uppity and stuff, so...
It's nice that it's a shooter, but the point is not to shoot the other team. I mean, you can, but that's not going to win you the game.
See, I thought, and I think that'd be cool, like, if it's a spin-off game of just, like, because, like, I'm kind of, like, super enthralled now, for nursing it all, for Splatoon 6 is so Japan, of, like, tentacles, ink, squid, of, like, where did the squid come from? Why are they trying to do this to the, what are the squid after? I forget. The other people that are in the sea that are not squids, but yeah, it's just, I'm super, I must know more about this game, even though I don't, but it's just
I think you're diving deeper into that than they intended, so...
Well, they got my attention, because I was like, well, nothing's ever been done like this before, really, like squirting ink, and all this crazy Japan stuff, thanks. So, that's how that works. And then it's weird because, like, when they showed the new 3DS, they're like, well, you can trade in... Oh, also it doesn't come with the AC adapter, but they're like, here's a list of all the AC adapters that work, and it's, like, a ton of different DS versions of, like, old ones. And it's only $199, and they said that, like, you can trade it in and, like, transfer all your stuff. But I'm, like, waiting to see more on that, because I kind of want to get one because I've always been complaining about the battery life, and so, and my touchscreen is kind of starting to... It's not really starting to fade, but, like... Yeah, it's always nice to have a nice, non-scratched up touchscreen, so that's always nice. Mine's not scratched, it's just... I don't know, for some reason when I'm playing the rhythm, it's like I miss some stuff and it's like not registering, so...
Yeah, I'm not buying it, unless I'm forced to, so...
And I was like, haha, sorry for all the people that got a 3DS XL this Christmas, because it's kind of obsolete now.
Well, they're still making games for it.
At least it was cheaper.
That's true. Actually, that's true. Cause, like, but then RPG, they start having, like, they're starting to have games that are, like, only on new 3DS, because,
Xenoblade. Nobody likes that game.
It's only Xenoblade for now, but what else is there going to be?
Please. They're not going to alienate their fan base this early, so it's okay. We'll cross the bridge when we get to it, but like I said, I doubt there's going to be that big of a issue. The new 3DS seemed more for like people who don't have 3DSs to begin with, kind of thing. Because I mean, if you already have one, you don't need to be in a rush to buy one, so you'll be okay.
That is true. And they did
the 3DSs we're getting. Do they have the exchangeable faceplates?
Nope.
Or changeable faceplates? They don't.
Nope.
That's sad.
This is Japan, Tropical. It's not how this works. We don't get all the cool stuff. We get what we get, and we're happy for it.
Did we know about the new Fire Emblem before today?
We did not. That was announced
cool.
today, which is awesome because
I really need to play those
Fire
games.
Emblem,
I like that genre, but I just...
That's a difficult series of games, too. I actually have to pre-order this one this time, so I can actually get it and not wait like months to find it in stock. So
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm going to be more prepared this time.
What do you mean I can't find it within LA in 30-mile radius? What?
It's ridiculous. Like, oh, man, that was terrible. That was terrible. I was sad. But I did eventually get it just months after the fact. So it's like, oh, man. So I'll be prepared this time. Although still no word on Fire Emblem Cross SMT, though. They haven't said anything about it since ever ago. So.
And it was funny. One of the new DLC characters in Hyrule Warriors. Tingle. I thought that was hilarious. It's like, I might actually buy that, but I'm not going to play that game, so actually not. So.
Don't people hate Tingle?
Yeah. But hey, when is digital? I think Nintendo's embraced the concept of trolling their fans, so have fun with that for the next good long while. Ugh. Why Nintendo? Why? And then there's like that cool announcement of like a free-to-play 4-player co-op game, but we don't know what it is. So it's like Project Treasure. I think it might have like some. It had like the Ferrata guy who does who's the I don't know if he's the director, or producer, or whatever the Tekken series. So I think it might have some Tekken characters in it. Because like on the close-ups on the faces, one kind of looked like Yoshimitsu, one kind of looked like Raven, one kind of looked like Nina. I don't know who the fourth one was, but it's like I think this might be going this way. Maybe we'll see what it is. So yeah. And then a new Harvest Moon style game. I think it's called something else this time.
Story of the something.
Seasons. Yeah, Story of Seasons. And there's an Ace Combat game. I was like, oh, Ace Combat, I like that. But then, graphically, 3DS, not so much.
It is the weaker of the two, but, I mean, the games still look good enough. So, it's not. Just depending on the art style.
And they showed Kirby Rainbow Curse stuff.
Oh my gosh!
You have limited ink to get your character from one to, or I guess to get him to where he's going. So that's interesting. Because I did not know how these games worked.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, you're drawing stuff kind of semi-pinball style, kind of, but not, but kind of.
Kind of, but not, but kind of.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Etrian Mystery Dungeon from Atlas. So, you know, that's a team up working well with them, I guess. So they just keep pumping them out.
There was a new Mario vs. Donkey Kong announced. It's coming out on my birthday, which is even better, because not.
And there was like the interesting thing of like you could tip people coins or something if you like their creator or user created stuff. That's interesting. Oh yeah, they showed this indie game called Ironfall for the 3DS, but it was weird because like in the trailer it was like 60 frames per second. I was like, does anybody even care for 60 frames on the 3DS? That was.
It might be important in some way, shape, or form.
I could never tell, so I was like, whatever, dude. You say so.
That was the retro one, wasn't it? The Iron. Or was that something else?
It wasn't retro because it was an indie team. It's a VD dev.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
It's 6-player online multiplayer, or 6-player online and then local multiplayer. Oh, it looks like Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is also coming February 13th. That seems to be a pretty big day for Nintendo.
There's like
all their stuff.
They also
it's like yeah.
Release dates for.
Isn't that like the day before Valentine's Day though?
It is.
So that's kind of weird.
Hey, maybe you can
like, whatever Valentine's
with your Valentine or something.
What about us Forever Alone people like myself, RPG? What's up with that?
Go out and find somebody to with.
Much easier said than done. I must say, yeah. I got plenty of experience with that. Not going into details, just saying.
Just walk up to
lady if you're out there.
Random person and be like, hey, do you play video games? And ask them if they play Monster Hunter, and there you go. You're welcome.
Monster Hunter is all about something else if I ask that question.
I'm just saying. But, yeah. But, I mean, Codename Steam also got a release date as well, which is a lot sooner than I thought it was going to be, because they just announced that game, so.
Yeah. At E3 in March.
Like, yay!
13th, a whole month later, after February 13th. I guess that's good. Like, Nintendo has like a ton of stuff coming soon, so you know, at least on 3DS, no drought there. Unlike the Wii U.
Yeah, I noticed that it was like very 3DS centric. It wasn't like a ton of Wii U stuff, but they touched on Wii U and stuff on like E3 and everything, and I mean they still did like release trailers for Xenoblade X and other stuff. So, I mean, there's stuff coming. It's there.
Yeah. If you're a Nintendo fan, you're happy because there's stuff to play. It was weird though, 'cause like they started with those like puzzle games. There's like Pokemon Shuffle, and then there was something else with like a Mario themed version of it. Oh, Puzzle and Dragons. That's what it was. 2 Puzzle and Dragons, or Puzzle and Dragons Z. And then it's going to be bundled with the Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Brothers edition in May. I was like, okay, whatever. So, not my cup of tea, but I'm sure if you like puzzle games, I hear
Puzzle games are
Nintendo
awesome.
Switch pretty good.
You should jump into them.
That's all right. I've enough trouble opening doors, so you know.
Fair enough.
Let's see. The Mario and Donkey Kong game comes out March 5th, and it says it's cross-buy on Wii U and 3DS, so that's interesting.
That's cool.
And apparently they're both $20.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yep.
Actually, I enjoyed that series. So.
Fossil Fighters Frontier, 3DS.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, so.
Some sort of online co-op game.
Co-op? That's immediate purchase then.
And then there's that probably sold out by now, the Majora's Mask 3DS XL, or new 3DS bundle thing.
I don't think anybody can find available pre-orders anywhere, so it is gone.
That's crazy.
Which is funny because, you know, people are always like, oh, it's the least, one of the least popular Zelda games, but it's one of the
weird because it's like, I feel like I've always heard like two different like camps on that. It's like there's one who think it's like very underrated, and then other people just don't like it. Like, it's not Ocarina of Time, so yeah. But I don't know, I've never played Majora's Mask, so I don't know if it's good or not. I just know the moon's trying to kill the planet for some reason, so I don't know. I don't know.
And if we didn't say it, Splatoon's coming out in May. And then Mario Party 10, which is like slated to work with all the amiibos because there's so much content for it.
Which is
March
interesting because it's like they were like you would have to delete your amiibo data or something, but why don't you just buy multiple ones? Nintendo knows what they're doing. They're making you buy multiples of the same ones. They're smart. So buy 2 amiibos every time you go to the store and you'll be okay.
And then it's super weird as far as like the Wii games on Wii U, because like, you know, there's the Wii mode, but they're like, well, to avoid the hassle of changing over to the Wii mode, we're just going to give them to you digitally. It's like, what? So yeah, there's Punch-Out, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Metroid Prime Trilogy, and probably more later after that. So, you know, the very small library of awesome Wii games is coming to Wii U eventually, because there's not a lot to say.
It's weird though, because it's like there's stuff on the Wii U I want, but then I still don't see them making like games that use the gamepad all that.
Yeah, and then it's like it's weird. Like they said, you could use the Wii or the gamepad or the Wii Pro controller, or whatever it's called. So, you know.
I don't know. I just feel like, well, then why don't you just?
Then what I want to see is like if they made any like improvements to the visuals of the Wii games, because those would probably look really awesome in HD. Just saying, as opposed to the 480i-ness of the Wii. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like Mario Party though.
Let's see.
That'll probably be like the eventual bundle I get, 'cause that's how I got my GameCube. It was a Mario Party GameCube bundle.
Is that the one with the microphone?
Yep. Good times. Good times.
Okay, and then, let's see. Oh, it says Super Mario Galaxy 2 will launch sometime after today's Nintendo Direct presentation. Punch-Out is coming out January 22nd, and then Metroid Prime Trilogy is January 29th. And you can all get them, or you can get them all from the eShop, because it's digital only, so...
Yay.
Apparently they'll be like half price or something the first
week.
week.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Oh, that's what made me angry, because I saw that and I was like, but I can only buy it on a Wii U. What the F, Nintendo? Why can't I buy it on my 3DS? Go off your house. I would have bought it, and then my eventual Wii U would have been able to play all the stuff already. Whatever.
Oh my.
It's like, I have it. I'm not going to rebuy it. It's like, you know what? That's going to be their new round going to Nintendo. It's like, you know, after you scrapped the awesomeness that was Virtual Console on the Wii, you just didn't let me carry stuff over. It's like, well, guess what? I'm not buying anything again from you. So you know what? No more double dips from Tekken. Yeah, enjoy that.
But double dipping is fun.
Nope. Not Nintendo platforms. Because they'll just take your money and be like, ha 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 ha. Let's put it in our pool so we can swim in it and replenish the money from the Wii that we blew on this Wii U endeavor. I think that's everything for the Nintendo Direct. There was some other indie stuff which was cool. Oh, there's this game from the vice president of America or the world of game. I can't remember what it's called. That looked cool. It was a JRPG looking. Oh, what's it called? I can't remember, but it did look pretty cool. And it was like a JRPG. I think it might have been an indie game or from Atlas. I don't remember, but it did look fun. Because you're like the president of the world.
Oh, you're talking about Star Citizen?
That.
No, Star Citizen is a different one.
Are you sure?
Or not that one.
Because there's one.
Yeah, Star Citizen is the like $70 million Kickstarter whatever game.
Oh, weird. And I could have sworn that was.
This one is called like
it's
Citizen.
Because I know which one you're talking about.
Something.
The one where
it's from Atlas.
Yeah, because I know they've been like advertising it, but I forgot the name of it.
There was some other stuff they showed that was indie, so that was cool that they were showcasing that. But I believe that is all the Nintendo Direct stuff.
Citizens of Earth is what it was.
Right. But yeah, it was not super amazing. Like, the thing I saw, there were people writing articles like, oh, Nintendo has won 2015.
Oh.
Okay, dude, that might be. You know what, Chapter Cool? I will tag that after you respond to stuff because that's a whole. I could just bury Nintendo because it's like, dude, like I was saying earlier, it's like, well, third party support, they're dead, but like first party, once the price is right, But it's like, dude, it's like not on Wii U. It's like I can just go down the list of all the games I'm looking forward to that we just gushed over in like 2015 years of video game. Not on Wii U. Just put that there as an asterisk of like, hey, Nintendo fans, guess what? You're not gonna be playing this game, so enjoy your whatever you're playing. That's not this, but probably gonna be pretty awesome. Maybe even more awesome than what you're playing. So good.
Yeah, that's pretty much what my impression was because I saw that and I was like, really? And I went and read something about it. It's like which part? The 3DS thing, well, I don't know. There was also like a Majora's Mask limited edition with a Skull Kid statue announced. Not at the Nintendo Direct, but I think a week ago.
Oh, they also said something about like if you pre-order Project Steam from GameStop, you get a Majora's Mask pin, but it's like limited quantities or something, or like. Once they're gone, or something stupid. So I was like, oh, it's not guaranteed. So nope,
Nintendo is doing a lot of limited quantity stuff, and I think the people most excited are scalpers, like the Amiibo thing.
Yeah,
there are certain Amiibos that they've just decided that we're not going to make any more of those because they're not popular, and so now people are all like, oh man, which ones do you think are going to be unpopular? Let's just buy all those. Like, there's a guy, he went out and spent something like $4,000 buying up all the Rosalind and Lumas for
I heard about that. I was like, cool.
And it's like, why is he doing that? It's like, so he can make them really scarce for everyone else. I was like,
what?
That is just...
See, that's why I think Amiibos are so stupid. It's like, I should be able to have the option to purchase like the digital code or something to get that content. It's so dumb to make it locked to a physical item.
And then, I feel like the Majora's Mask limited edition and the new 3DS Majora's Mask, kind of the same thing happening. I mean, it was announced today, and they're all gone already. Like, I think people are starting to look at Nintendo and think, oh, I can make a lot of money off of them by scalping their products that they just don't seem to be interested in making a ton of. Disappointing. It's interesting, though. So now, at this point, Microsoft is the only, like, Xbox One is the console that we know nothing about for the first half of the year. Like, we kind of know that, Halo 5 is end of the year, and they just announced, Forza 6?
Oh, yeah, 6. That was interesting.
For the end of the year?
It's like they already have 3 Forza games. That's really saturation, just saying.
So, but yeah, the first half of the year, we don't know anything, right? Coming out of them?
Nope. It's going to be another punching bag year, just saying, because, Bloodborne, The Order, I could go on. Just saying. That's just too...
Interesting. No, like, even Nintendo, they kind of... They don't have quite as much stuff, I think, on the Wii U as, say, like, PlayStation. But, because PlayStation, as you were saying, not only the first-party stuff, but third-party, there's a ton of stuff coming out. Wii U, I guess Splatoon. I guess Metroid Prime Trilogy, because they didn't make many of those, and nobody wants to pay GameStop's prices.
That's what I thought when I saw the Xenoblade Chronicles on 3DS. So I kind of wanted to buy it, so I had to buy a used copy from GameStop and feel evil about it.
But I have to buy a new console to play it, so...
that too, yeah.
It's not worth it.
Figure out see how this transfer data over is going to work. Hopefully they like finally catch up with the not Stone Age Sony way of like, hey, it's tied to my account. I love that. I can just go to the shirt or the store.us.playstation or whatever and shop online anytime. It's great. Unlike the eShop. Can't buy Wii games on that. Nope. Gotta buy it on my Wii U I don't have.
So 3DS is also pretty exciting. But, yeah, I guess it wasn't that crazy.
And also, apparently, a new Rhythm Heaven is coming to 3DS in 2015.
You're welcome.
What's it called? Oh, Rhythm Heaven?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've not played any of them, so...
Those are really good. They're really hard.
They showed the, I think it was like the Marth or Roy amiibo working in Project Steam. You could use them as a playable character.
I'm not buying it. They don't... I feel like Fire Emblem characters don't belong in that setting.
But it's a strategy game RPG, turn-based.
Yeah, but it's more similar to Valkyria Chronicles than it is to Fire Emblem, so yeah. I don't...
I see what you're saying.
I don't think that's a thing, so...
I kind of would buy these Mario series ones, but I'm like, dude, Tekken, no. Once you buy one, it's just...
a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're going to be swimming in amiibo.
It's like Star Fox is going to come out, I'm going to like, I got to have them all day one, or it's not. And I'm going to be like scouring the city of like, I couldn't get them all at GameStop because someone had bought Star Wolf one, so I had to go to Target, and it's just, it's going to be this whole crazy thing of like, I can't do it. No, it's like, this is a soccer mom trap, I'm not going to fall into it. No. Don't do it again, no. But then it's like there's a lot of content. And it's just like, oh, I can't buy it online. What is this?
It's not like it's not. This is not fair. So it's like you can still play and enjoy the game without the extra costumes or whatever crap they have locked behind it. So it's not like that big of a deal. You'll still survive, and it's not.
I think I'll be able to make it. I've basically stopped getting season passes, so I should be good if I just. Think the same thing for amiibos. It's like, you can't have one unless you have them all, and I'm not going to get them all. So, yeah. Nuclear option. Yeah, nuclear option.
I would have bought the Kirby one, but I don't like the pose they have them in. So I was like, eh.
RPG.
Just saying. I mean, if it doesn't look good, I don't want to. Why am I going to spend my money on it? So.
Oh, that's great. I just like the way this poses.
Because it's just him sitting down. It's not like even like a cool action pose. He could have just been doing like his final cutter or something, or doing something. I don't know. It just seems, I'm like, that was just lazy on their part. Because, I mean, like, they have Mario throwing fireballs or something, but then it's like, oh, let's just have him sitting.
That's the other weird thing is, like, after a while, they're going to have, like, multiple amiibos of multiple characters, but it's like, it won't have the content of, like, all of it in one figure, so it's kind of stupid. Of, like, oh, well, for this figurine, or maybe it won't work like that, but that does seem like a bit of a ripoff, so pass as well. I can't just have the one Star Fox, I gotta have them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Or Fox and Cloud.
Pokemon.
Speaking of which, that would be insane if there's like over 150 like Pokemon day one with a new Pokemon game amiibos. That would just it's like at that point it's like eject, abort mission.
You don't even have space for all of that, and there's like now 700 Pokemon, so it's like there's not that's not an option.
Which is another reason I'm calling it now, man. It's like, you only have so much physical space. Like, why do you want to just fill up whatever you're filling up your amiibo stash with those? Because eventually it's going to get ridiculous. Just saying. Beanie Babies and Cabbage Patch Dogs called, and they want their gimmick back without the locking of content.
Beanie Babies, man. That was a crazy summer. But,
Oh man, I wonder, Tropical, now I'm super wondering, like, does Microsoft have like a super secret game that they are been working on, are just going to see Dragon Scale and Crackdown again? And, like,
well, they have that one game with the guy and
Quantum Break.
That, yeah, I was like, why the hell can I think of the name of this? It's like, it's because at the tip of my.
I'm just saying, like, if it is like what we think it is, and it's just these suspects, and it is just Microsoft falling in the same trap of like they have nothing new to show. It's like, Gears, Halo, Quantum Break.
Yeah, it's
Dragon
hard to
Scale.
tell. They feel like even last year, which people think was a lot better, it was very like safe and Me Too kind of stuff. So it was like, oh, we have indies too, and they did an indie montage, and people have latched on to these games that we don't know anything about. It's like, yeah, these are the games that will crush PlayStation 4 in 2015. It's like Cuphead. What do we know about that game?
Believe, Tropical, believe.
Not much. Quantum Break. Okay, we know a little bit, but not that much. Halo 5. It's like, what do we know about that game?
That it's Halo.
That's
about it.
Gears of War. What do we know about that game?
That it's
Nothing.
Gears of
That
War.
I'm sick of it, and I don't care.
But it's all they have, Tekken. It's all they have.
I was so done with it. I didn't even play Judgment, and I like 3, so whatever.
I heard Judgment was bad anyway, so you probably didn't miss out on anything.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, good call me.
So do they? I think there's, unless they're going to go crazy this year and just be like, yeah, we scoured the internet and we looked for stuff that people, it's like totally left field stuff. That is not sort of the safe way that they've been playing it so far. They've been playing it Call of Duty DLC stuff. Why? Because people love Call of Duty. It's always a big hit, so let's do that. We bought Gears of War because Gears of War was a big hit, so we need more of that. Halo was a big hit, so we need more of that. Forza is a big hit, we need more of that.
I agree. I think they're just going to play it.
Yeah, they just go for hits.
Is Rare doing anything?
Oh, I saw something on Facebook, actually. It was, like, trending. It was, like, something about they're, like, going to do something with Conquer... Or not Conquer, but, like, a Banjo-Kazooie with Rare or something.
I feel like Rare's...
But even then, though, it's, like, how much of, like, actual, like, is, like, Rare in name only at this point, and it's just, like, the corpse of, like, whoever's still there.
Microsoft is just a parasite living on their bodies, like, yay! Because, I mean, they really haven't done much since Microsoft... I mean, I enjoyed Viva Pinata.
Me too. It's my guilty pleasure on 360.
But I don't think there hasn't been anything like.
Actually, ironically enough, I think Viva Pinata is like my most enjoyed thing from them since.
I think so too. Actually, that's what I was thinking. Like, I think that's like part of the reason. That's like the first game I actually got for the 360. So it's like one of the. It's like, they really haven't done much of anything since that. I don't know why I enjoyed that game so much, but it was like really fun. I think because it had like a semi-Pokemon aspect to it, and I can beat my Pinatas. So there was that.
Yeah, like I did kind of have a question, but I don't think it's fair to ask it to this audience or this group because it's just.
Why wouldn't it be fair?
Oh,
when we think about PlayStation 1, and you ask like, what are the games that we're gonna remember from PlayStation 1? And, like, everyone can kind of say the same stuff. It's like Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil.
I didn't play
Final Fantasy 7.
Ugh.
Like, those games. You would always think of those games. And with PlayStation 2, there are certain games that you would think of, like, that... less so maybe
I
with
don't know, dude.
PlayStation 2.
I think PlayStation 2 was like a magical era of like everything for everybody. Like no matter how weird your tastes were, like from flipping, what's that game called? The one with like the wrestling ladies from I can't remember. It wasn't DOA. It was
Rumble Roses.
Yeah, Rumble Roses. Yeah, that Katamari Damacy, like eco
Yeah,
stuff.
like the PS2 was sort of harder, but like N64, there are certain games that you always say for N64. It was Mario 64 and
that game.
like Ocarina of Time.
I didn't.
And
GoldenEye, Mario Kart,
the others, yeah.
Smash Brothers.
And I was wondering, it's like when you think of the Xbox, what is or 360's legacy? Like what will we remember down the line for 360?
I mean, we won't have to remember it because it'd be the same later on anyway. So they'll still be releasing their Gears and Halo.
Actually, Tropical, see, I don't know if there's like anything that's like not. Well,
I did like me with Pinata, so I'll give them that. And there was Lost Odyssey. I like that too.
Oh yeah, Lost Odyssey.
What is the legacy of these systems? Like PS3, like I think
that's an interesting question.
You're gonna think of things like Uncharted for PS3.
Dude, PS3 is like
and like Last of Us.
Like it made me a believer because it's like early on I was like, dude, what's going on, Sony? What are we doing here? And they turned that ship around and it's like Quantic Dream stuff, Heavy Effing Rain, and flipping Metal Solid 4. Oh, so good.
Yeah. It's like games that
Ace Combat, free to play, I believe. Ace Combat Infinity.
You'll never get a game, you'll never get that game again. Like Shadow of the Colossus is a game that I think exists on PS2 and it will never be replaced. You can make remasters, which is the thing they do now, but before, if you don't count those, like PS2 and Shadow of the Colossus, like those things are tied together. Uncharted, maybe that gets tied to, PS4 as well because they are making more of them, but like things like Heavy Rain, that is tied to PS3's legacy because they can make other games like it, but there will never be another Heavy Rain on another system.
Mona Lisa. Oh, Journey, dude. Journey, effing Journey.
I didn't like
and Flower. That was when I played the magical. What are these games? I don't even know, but they're magical.
There's stuff like that.
Well,
and
just
like
because they have the
360
variety, though. I mean, with like Microsoft, it's usually like the same genres and the same franchises. They don't really. I don't know. I just feel like they don't do variety well. And
I think the legacy of 360 is probably going to be Call of Duty.
I agree. I think it's going to be dudes with guns, pew pew pew, that's all we do. Because, like, I remember back in the day of, like, Game Advisory Panel when, like, someone asked me, like, to recommend them some games or something, or, like, what does 360 have? And, like, I was just, like, listing stuff, but then, like, I looked back at it after, like, a long time, and I was like, dude, these are just, like, all shooters. It's, like, Lost Planet. I mean, maybe Bioshock's not a shooter, but it's still, like, first person, whatever. And then, like, Crackdown.
Bioshock got ported though, so
I'm just saying, like back before it was like before the exclusivity ran out, and it's like still printed on the box first on Xbox, blah blah blah. Like you could still say like most of your games are just like pew pew pew, dudes with guns. That's all we do. Stuff like that. I lost my thought. Thanks, RPG.
You're welcome.
But it was all like basically like third person or first person shooters, of just like shooter stuff. So yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they had a decent run of RPGs during a time where I couldn't find any on the PS3. So I mean, it wasn't like
because they bought them.
Well, yeah, but
or like, but then RPG. How awesome was Infinite Undiscovery and the other one that I can't think of. Last Remnant.
Well, the Last Remnant wasn't bad so much as it was just broken because the PC version worked fine. Apparently, it's just the 360 version didn't work so well. So that was a problem because it's like it was a great idea and the game actually was good when it worked. It just didn't work all the time. So
did you like Blue Dragon?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't remember if I have never played it
because it's really Blue Dragon was really, and it's sad because Mistwalker was not because I mean they did Lost Odyssey too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, because like when you compare the two, it's like Lost Odyssey was such a better experience because like even though they're both turn based, Blue Dragon was so I don't even know the word it was just like I don't know, it just wasn't. It was just very basic and kind of just there, and it's like it just wasn't as deep and interesting as Lost Odyssey was. So I don't know. Because yeah, that the game just wasn't. Because it's like it seemed like it would have been a good idea, except I played Persona before, so I was like, I don't know. But it's just yeah, they could have done better, and they have done better because they have released other things like Lost Odyssey and The Last Story. So I don't know. But yeah.
Actually, I think if you look back over the last generation, it just was not that good a time for RPGs in general. Like JRPGs sort of died off, and it was like Western RPGs. The PS2 was really the time when there was a ton of JRPGs.
There was.
And PS1.
I still have the
PS1
collection.
as well.
I still have a collection that attests to that.
PS1 because like I started dabbling in them, and PS1 was like it was like I fell into a crack, or I fell into or like I got a sprinkle on my finger. I was like, ooh, I licked it, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I like found a trail, and I just like fell into like a bottomless pit. And I was like,
well, I think part of the problem was like because I guess like the as the I was about to say I think as the generations went on, it got too much, and since I think it was more difficult because it's like, well, we have to make sure we can appeal to enough people that'll buy all of this, but because it wasn't like cheap, so. I think it kind of.
PS3, it's making a comeback right now, isn't it?
Well, I think part of it is because once games like Demon's Souls and stuff have gotten popular, people have been more okay with doing like niche stuff, and they've gotten okay with it. So companies like Atlus and Nipponichi have been like going all in with their stuff. So. It's been better now. Because, now that they've gotten their thing. But I think because handhelds actually were like big for RPGs when they started to die out on the home consoles. So they kind of but that seems to be changing. I think part of it is though because like the Western RPGs they all stick to similar formulas outside of like Mass Effect, which is more sci-fi than it is, fantasy like the rest of them. They usually just stick to the same thing, so they all it's like kind of like how you were saying before, like how people know how to get good reviews they know what to put in their game for somebody to review it highly. I think that's kind of how it was with the whole RPG scene. It's like while the Japanese developers were doing different stuff with their series or making new games or stuff, like the Western ones are kind of sticking to, the same swords and dragons kind of thing, and keeping everybody.
Just make it a big, expensive world, and you get to choose what to say, and then we'll get high reviews. The reviews will say it's a big world, and you have dialogue choices, and it's great.
So that's how they kind of kept their thing going, because they were pretty much all the same when you look at them as a whole. So, yeah.
Well, anyway, that was interesting. The legacy question. I don't really know what the answer is. I feel like, this is gonna sound like.
Also, Splinter Cell Conviction was exclusive, so.
But
it's not on PlayStation. Another game
I think like PS3 is gonna have a better legacy.
Well, Tropical, you know what we like to say on this podcast? We like our 360s, but we love our PlayStation 3s.
Well, I don't have a 360 anymore, so.
That's why I proved that. Like there was stuff that we played during the 360 on the 360.
Like, not only did I trade my PS3 in to get a PS4, but I bought another one to get my digital games back, and that's why I put a 2 terabyte hard drive in it, so I can go back and play all my PS3 games.
Yep. Like Gears of War was fine for its time, but when the new Gears of War comes out, no one will care about the old Gears of War. Whereas Heavy Rain, you can never, that is there forever. You can never replace that. Shadow of the Colossus is there forever in the same way. The Last of Us.
Oh,
There's
dude,
never going to be another
read anything
game
about Last of Us?
like The Last of Us.
I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Well, you have a PS4 RPG, so you can play the PS4 version.
No, I can't. I can't take the stress. Tekken. I've played Walking Dead. It's like I don't even want to. I don't even want to deal with this. Like I'm not into it. I'm not into it.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, you might want to not play it.
It's like these worlds, like everything's just going terribly. It's like I can't. Can I just get a happy ending for once, guys? Just it's like is it so hard to ask for?
I miss those games. The happy, Japanesey, bright, colory
Right?
Dreamcast.
Now,
Jet Set Radio.
now everything's all
I just want to
depressing,
go
and going to
make
hell.
colors like Okami, and everything's all bright and happy. Where did those kids go? Oh, they're on Nintendo.
They grew up.
I don't have one of those
That's what
yet.
they grew up. But it's just like, yeah, everything is like so depressing. It's like I just want a happy game. Why can't I have a happy game? I don't think I've played a game recently where something just like it's like a full-on happy ending. It's just I don't know what's going on anymore. It's like people just don't like to be happy. It's like the world's just become too cynical or something, or I don't know.
Because happiness isn't real enough RPG.
Apparently not.
That's why we're all unhappy. It's not reality. Reality's unhappy. Ah.
Oh my.
Alrighty then. So, do we have anything else to talk about?
Not that I know of.
Alrighty. So yeah. Okay. So I guess that's it for Aimless News and a very long, aimless adventure into the legacy of previous console generations. Oh, dude, we didn't even talk about, like, VR. Oh, well. Whatever. Like, will Microsoft have an answer? Who knows? Oh.
I don't. Not
Will Kinect ever be a thing again? Probably not.
I'm not all that interested in VR.
That's a very fast euthanization of the Kinect this console generation.
Further and further into irrelevance.
Because, I mean, why were they still trying to cling to the motion control thing? Everybody else had already given up on it. And you're just like, yeah, let's try to milk it for a little bit longer, guys.
It's not a gaming console RPG, it's an entertainment hub.
Yeah.
Or multimedia stuff.
Yeah.
Voice commands. Alrighty, so yeah, you can check out our full-length episode this week in the YouTube feed, I'm sure. Maybe after this video, possibly before it, I don't know. But yeah, it's like 2 hours long and stuff, because we just came back from like a 2-week or 3-week break or something, and like, we haven't played, or we haven't podcasted. So, we talked about stuff. So, that's for Aimless News. And until you hear from us again, aimlesspodcast.com. Check us out anywhere else on the internet. Just type it in Google and be like, aimlesspodcast.com.
Is that how Google sounds?
No, it's not.
No. I was like, I've never heard that before when I've Googled things. Huh.
Until you see us, oh wow. Until you see or hear from us again, aimlesspodcast.com, and we're now signing off.